snaps in practice, and I'm just curious how much Schrader and Del Rio Wilson did split snaps and how much practice Carlos was able to get this week.
He got it all.
You got it all, like 100%?
I already answered the question.
How close was Schrader to being out there? Because he did warm up, and so.
Can't give you that information because we got other games to play.
And then just how would you rate kind of how Carlos performed against this Pitt defense?
I'm not going to rate it until I watch the tape.
Coach, what's the DNA of the Pittsburgh defensive front? They made you guys struggle last year running the football, same thing this year.
I don't think it's the DNA of the front at all. You know, we've had opportunities. We've played these guys a bunch of times. I think when you think back that we didn't start our left guard, okay, Kalen Ellis did not play in the game along with the quarterback. We didn't get the runs out of the quarterback that we traditionally do. And based off of some of those things and the score, okay, it made us difficult to turn this into too much of a passing team and not of a balanced football team.
Coach, what was the conversation like at all during the game that you might have had with Carlos at certain times when he was on the sideline there?
Well, a lot of that stuff is private, but the main thing is I just wanted him to keep competing and keep his head in. You know, the game can change quickly from good to bad, and he just has to go out there with the same attitude all the time.
What's so challenging about Pitt's offensive approach and running the ball so much play after play? How does that make it tough on the defense and your guys' offense?
It's not so much tough. I think the biggest thing is you have to be able to get stops. When you look at it, I think they were almost 50% on third down, time of possession. I mean, they're snapping the ball with like 1 and 2 seconds left. They're coming out of the huddle with 10 and 12 seconds. So it makes it seem like they have the ball for an enormous amount of time. The thing is you have to get the 3 and out so the play count doesn't get thrown off. And they had a lot more plays than us, which means they had a lot more opportunities to score points, and we had a less opportunity to score points. Some of that is what they're doing, and some of that is our own fault. And it's a combination of both.
Coach, Caleb with another sack today. How have you seen him evolve?
I didn't hear the first thing that you said.
Caleb with another sack today.
Okay.
How have you seen him evolve as a defensive lineman as the season's going on?
I think right now he's our elder statesman. He's the guy that's keeping that group together. He's leading with his leadership, and he's one of the guys that is vocal. And that's what you need at times like this right now.
Been quite a few drops from receivers today and then even last week. Is that just getting used to working with Carlos still, or is that just good defense from Pitt as well?
Well, it's interesting. I would have to go back and look because I didn't feel like it was as much as it was last week. So now I'm feeling great right now. I didn't remember that many drops were going in and out of guys' hands, so I can't really comment on it, which is not like me, but I can't comment on it.
Calvin and Anthony?
Coach, what went wrong in the running game?
What went wrong in the running game? How many rushes did Tucker have? 10?
10 for 24 yards.
And for 24 yards? That's what went wrong in the running game, okay? Again, we had Kalen not in there. We had to move the offensive line around. We couldn't get enough push on their big guy. They got the NFL guy inside. We couldn't get to number 7, the linebacker, because he was protected by the 3 and the 1 technique, and he was running sideline to sidelines, inside out, making plays. How many tackles did he have? Double digit?
No one's double digit. Highest is 8.
He had linebacker at 8.
Okay. There you go. That was the issue.
Anthony, then Sydney.
What do you kind of attribute to some of the overthrows Carlos made today?
We have to go back and watch the tape. It wasn't win or anything like that, so we got to go back and watch the tape.
Do you think it has to do with, like you mentioned, the offensive line? Do you think his disruption, is he not comfortable in the pocket tonight?
Again, I have to go back and watch the tape. Normally, in situations like this, it kind of balances out to all the areas, but I have to go back and watch the tape.
Coach, do you feel like there are positives to take away from this game, if any, on the top of your mind?
I would have to go back and watch the tape to see if there's any positives from this game.
I think a few more. We'll start right here.
I know your D-line and really defensive front's been ravaged with injuries all year, so what kind of things were you trying to do today, and what adjustments did you make across the course of the game to shut down the run-heavy offense?
Well, when you look at it, I mean, they ran the ball 48 times for 161 yards. What's that average?
A little over 3.
A little over 3. That's a doggone good job, okay? And that's a lot of rushes, and they really didn't score a lot of points. You know, so the big thing was the third downs and the time of possession. That's the biggest thing, and that's not being able to match points. They were getting touchdowns. We were kicking field goals.
On that punt that drew the unnecessary roughness call, it was early in the game. The targeting.
Okay,
ball went way out
gotcha.
of the end zone.
Okay,
Is
I'm not.
that Yeah. Is that something you guys had like planned as like a special player? Or was that just, I believe it was Trevor, just kind of his call and it worked out for you guys?
No, when you say a play, to me that was a dangerous situation. He ran up to catch it, and the guy, he's taught that when the ball's kicked inside the 10 to run decoy, but a punter is protected by a 2-yard window all the way around, a 2-yard circle all the way around. They're not allowed to be hit until the ball touches their hands. So for that guy to come in there and hit him without seeing the flight of the ball there is really it's not a trick. It's a dangerous situation. Now, we're lucky he's okay. And I'm not trying to, and you haven't seen that before
No.
because it's not legal. Okay, so no, it's not a trick play. It was just a happening.
Last two, Calvin and then Connor.
Coach, how do you put this one behind you to get ready for next week?
We got the same way we always do. You know, we're trying to be 1-0 and not 0-1. 6 times we were 1-0, and now 3 times we've been 0-1.
Then last question, Connor.
How much preparation went into those 2 backup running backs? Was it kind of a surprise for their top guy to find out he was out today?
You know, once again, when you don't prepare for the backups, and you know, Izzy's better than both of them, and he didn't play today, so that's advantage us, believe it or not. Okay, so that should answer your question. All right,
Appreciate it.
thank you guys.
Last players in